Hey, happy Friday, Bama fans. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever the case may be. Welcome to a Way Offsides Pop-In. We do these when there's some news you just need to talk about. Most of you have probably heard the breaking news today. Alabama is in the running for five-star wide receiver, Derrick Meadows. Meadows was originally set to commit tomorrow on Saturday the 13th. Last minute, as always, it seems like these things always happen at the last minute. News breaks that Meadows will be pushing his commitment date back to next Saturday, the 20th of July. What does that mean? What does that look like? Short answer, nobody really knows, but we can assume a couple of things. As you all know, based off some of our other videos regarding Derrick Meadows, he was trending to Alabama after his last official visit there, big time on three. Everybody had him kind of trending to Alabama, but a lot of people still had him as a commitment to Notre Dame. In comes LSU, hot and heavy, doing their thing. And some of that trend starts to head over to the Tigers down in the Bayou. That kind of seemed to be the race coming up to what was supposed to be his commitment day tomorrow between Alabama and LSU. A lot of people were leaning LSU. A lot of people were saying, hey, he's going to stick with Alabama. Truth be told, the only person that knows is Derrick Meadows. And by the sound of it, he doesn't know yet. So that's what we know, is that ultimately Meadows is still weighing the decision. He's not ready to make that commitment yet. It would be interesting to see if potentially he pushes that commitment date back even further and takes advantage of that last weekend and makes a visit somewhere. But like we said, Derrick Meadows, five-star wide receiver out of Las Vegas, Nevada. 6'5", 200-pound receiver. He did move his commitment date to next Saturday, July 20th. Excuse me. So we'll be all over that, watching, seeing what he does. Now, what's the impact on some other wide receivers? There's some more news today. Recruits Bama posted over on Twitter that they had a conversation with Caleb Cunningham, five-star wide receiver, and Caleb is very, very, very close to making a commitment. A lot of people think that could happen this weekend. We'll see. I don't know. There's just this feeling in the air among the Alabama community that there's going to be some movement on some of these guys this weekend, whether it be A.K. Deere, Caleb Cunningham, Ty Haywood, some of them. We'll see what happens. But another photo of Caleb was posted, him taking practice, rocking the Bama gloves. A lot of people read into that. I wouldn't read too much into it. Caleb Cunningham is the one that after every visit was kind of like, this team's number one. Auburn, they're number one. He said that after every visit. But we're still leaning really, really heavy on Caleb Cunningham, as is everybody else for a good reason. I think Caleb Cunningham is probably locked up for the Tide at this point. It would shock me if he committed somewhere else, but he always could. Teams typically seem to come in at the last minute, swooping in with bags of dollars. We've seen Oregon do it to a few people in the past couple of weeks. So any day now that Caleb Cunningham, commitment is on its way. Caleb did say he would be committing in July at some point. It's already July 12th. Wow, almost halfway through the month. And so last month without football, by the way, or college football, by the way. Now the other guy to keep an eye on is Caleb Lockett. Now I know what you're saying. Cotton, everybody's got Caleb Lockett to Texas. Yes, right now he is favored to Texas. His last official visit was at Texas. It's a battle. If you go and watch some of these other guys that have better ends in these programs, a lot of them believe that it is a fight between Texas and Alabama. Alabama is still heavily in the mix. Caleb has not committed anywhere yet. What'll be interesting with him is his commitment date is not until August 7th. So that official, there's that window, small window where they can visit right before August starts, right at the end of the month. It'll be very interesting to see what Caleb Lockett does there. If Lockett takes a trip to Austin that weekend, he's a lock for Texas. If he takes a trip to Tuscaloosa, it's probably Bama. We'll see what happens. As has been said in the industry, On Three said it the other day, and I love it. It doesn't matter what anybody's saying. You follow the visits. Those are most telling. And so we'll see what happens towards the end of the month with Lockett. Now, again, just so what we're here, the big news of the day is that five-star wide receiver Derrick Meadows, 7th ranked wide receiver nationally, the number one player in Nevada. He's been leaning very heavy towards Alabama, but LSU has gained some momentum in the past week or so. And so we're just kind of waiting and waiting. Everybody kind of thought that commitment was coming tomorrow. That was the time and date stamp. And now that is shifted again 7 days out to the 20th. So we'll see what Derrick Meadows decides to do next weekend, if he commits next weekend. But we do kind of feel like there's just this buzz in the air that something's coming really soon, especially with the news today that Caleb Cunningham will be committing very, very soon. So that is your Way Offsides wrap up for the day. Not much else to talk about. Obviously, big kudos to Coach Saban winning the Icon Award at the ESPYs last night. It was a great moment. He got up there with Mark Ingram and Bryce Young and just, making jokes. See him in the tux was great. Just makes you realize how much we miss him. His speech was epic, amazing. What he said, that people aren't going to remember you by what you do. They're going to remember you by how you made them feel. And man, there's a motto to live by. That's one. So, but yeah, we'll keep watching and seeing what happens. As always, guys, say your prayers, read your Bibles, roll Tide, horns down.